actors along they think might fit, and they film them, and then they send it to Peter Jackson and you know, his producers, and they look at it and decide. And so they whittle them down. So over a year this happened. They were whittling them down, and as they whittled, I hadn't been whittled away. I was still there until the very last 6 months. They said there are only 2 in the picture. I mean, not literally, but figuratively, sadly. 2 in the picture, and I was one of them. And there's another actor. And I didn't know who the other actor was. So for a long time, it was just touch and go whether I got Bilbo Baggins. I didn't. You might not have noticed. But if you look very carefully, my hair did. That's my hair he's wearing. My hair was like that when I auditioned. It was all wild and all over the place. And Ian Hope doesn't have hair like that, so they give him a wig, and it's my hair! I'm not in it, but my hair is. So that was the beginning of the road towards Radagast Brown. And then, of course, the RSC came along and asked me to do the full with Ian McKellen, and we toured the world with it, as I said, and we went to New Zealand, and I met Peter Jackson and Philippa and his wife Fran and all the others, and I knew I was being auditioned. Really, it was me. I went for a weekend to Peter Jackson's house, which was great, wonderful place, and oh, it was a bit on tenterhooks. I couldn't really relax because I knew I was being looked at for a potential job. Anyway, so I did that. I passed that. I didn't make a mess of that. And then I went home. And then one day, I was asked to tea. Peter Jackson and his wife and family all flew over to London, and they invited me for tea in their house, which is near the filming, the studios in Britain. And I went there for tea, and then Peter sat me down and said, "Listen, we would love to ask you to play Radagast Brown. And would you do it?" And I went, "Would I do it?" Anyway, bit his hand off. But I tried not to. I said, "Well, I'll think about it, Peter." I thought about it. "Yes, please, 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 I want it." The thing is, I hadn't read The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings for a while. I'd read it when it came out. It was de rigueur for, you know, a young hippie as I was then. I mean, you know, that was one of the journeys, that and a couple of smokes, and you read it, you see. In those days, I did inhale as well. Anyway, I had read it then, and then I'd read it to my sons when they were young, but I couldn't remember Radagast Brown too much. So I ran home and got the book and read it. Found there was a tiny little passage. Oh my God, that's what I've accepted, this little role. But they had told me. Peter said, "Well, it's synchronicity, so it's good that you didn't get Bilbo Baggins, because now we've written a bigger role for you," he said. So, well, we'll have to wait till the end of the 3 films to find out if that's true. But anyway, so that's how I got Radagast Brown. You're wearing brown.
You're fantastic. You're one of my favorite actors. I'm a theater major currently in school. I wanted to know if you had any tips for aspiring actors.
Don't put your daughter on the stage, Mrs. Worthington. Actresses, it's hard to be an actress. It's hard to be an actor, but it's even harder to be an actress, really. The thing is, you have to be totally and utterly, completely committed. Yeah, you just have to give yourself to it, and you've got to work your way, get a job in the theatre, and doing anything, sweeping up, you know, collecting tickets, and then nag them until you get on the stage. It's luck. I mean, it really is. I mean, I became an actor by luck. I was working in the Roundhouse, a big theatre in London, in the box office. Now, the reason why I was working there was it was the 60s, the swinging 60s. London was the, you know, the mecca of, you know, the whole thing. That and LA, and, you know, San Francisco. You know, it was all happening. The revolution was on. And we were all young people and part of it. And I had worked in the city of London in pinstripe suits and bowler hats, and, you know, kind of umbrellas. That's where the umbrella comes in. And I hated it, but I had skills. I could count, you know, do accountancy, and I could do all the business, office work. So the Roundhouse opened, and they needed someone in the box office. They needed a hippie who could count. And I fit the bill. I was a hippie who could count. So I got the job in the box office. So I was working in the box office, and I really enjoyed it because I loved what the work I was doing. I was doing it for a reason, for the arts, for fun. you know, for those great American groups, the Mama came over, there was all sorts of amazing groups came from all over the world, were selling tickets for. There was a guy who used to collect the tickets. He was an actor. When he was out of work, he'd come and collect the tickets because his wife was assistant administrator at this particular theatre. And he was an older actor, but he presumed I was an actor, and I never told him I wasn't. Yeah, I just didn't say no, I didn't say yes, I just went, oh, nodded when he said, you know, did you ever stay with Mrs. Mackenzie in Edinburgh and Diggs? I said, maybe one day another guy, a director, writer, genius, comic, came in. His name was Ken Campbell, and he came up to Brian, we were talking about, and he said, Brian, he said, yeah, Brian, I'm on this mad show, and someone's let me down, a young actor, and do you know any young actors, you know, who kind of fit a mad show? And Brian said, that's the guy in the box office, he's out of his head. So Ken came up to me and said, yeah, do you want to join my show? And I said, yeah. And that was it, really. It's free either. And then off I went, and the thing is that I still have a terrible problem saying no, and that's why I said yes. I remember after he left, I thought, wait a minute, I really like the job I'm doing now. I'm using the skills that I've gleaned in my life, and I don't know if do I want to become an actor? And I said yes, so I had to, and I'm off, and I became an actor. So that was it. So it's a very difficult thing, the choice that you've chosen, but you have to be dedicated.
I was going to say is that when you did do Dr. Who, was it your choice to have the suit, or did the BBC just kind of give it to you and said put this on?
Well, it was a mixture really. What happened was, the hat, over there's one, the hat I wore, it was a sunny day, you know, it's in the history books. It was in the sunny day in England, and I went for the audition, and I wore the hat like that. Turned up and, you know, kind of cheeky like, and I went along, and the producer liked the hat and said, oh my goodness, I love that hat, I want it to be in Doctor Who. And I said, well, I go for the hat, and that's how I got the job. So the hat began the costume. Then when I get there, John Nathan Turner wanted the pullover, you know, the question mark pullover. And I think it was because his granny knitted them, I have no idea why. I thought it was overstated, I didn't really want that. But, you know, and I know it's become popular, and it's good, it has now, but then I just thought it's too overstated, all those question marks. Why would you have that? Why don't people ask about it? So that arrived, and then I wanted a jacket. I demanded a jacket that was, I wanted a kind of a linen jacket that was all crunkly with big pockets, with lots of paraphernalia in the pockets, because I knew that that would be something I would use, bits and bobs and things, you know, kind of, to, you know, save the universe, and all that kind of stuff. So they gave me, but because of continuity, they made the material much thicker, you know, so that it wouldn't crinkle. So because continuity, if it had been another kind of crinkly one, then it would look crinkly in one shot, not crinkly in the other. So they had to get. So the material wasn't quite what I wanted, but anyway, it was still a jacket that I liked. And then the trousers. That was the designer. He liked the trousers, and I liked them, and the shoes. Then came the umbrella was my idea. I wanted to get rid of the question mark and pullover and just keep the umbrella, because I thought it was a much subtler way, you know, because it's an umbrella, so rather than the question mark more. Anyway, so that's how that arrived.
If you could come back today and do another episode, what would your opposition or your villain or just your story be for that, if you could pick yourself?
That's very difficult. I mean, you pay writers to do that. I try to just learn the lines and try not to bump into the monsters. No, it's the other way around. I learn the lines and try to bump into the monsters. Yeah, that's my job. Let's see which one. Well, I mean, the thing is that when I was doing it, I was very insistent, and as Andrew Cartmel will tell you as well, that it was about something. That Doctor Who wasn't just an entertainment. We had to reflect the society we were living in at that time. I mean, the Paradise Towers was all about housing and, you know, people living in high-rise things, and all the misery that was being discovered about that then in the 80s. It was a big mistake, you know, to build houses like that and put families in it. All that kind of was part of that thing. The one about what's it called? The one with the Prime Minister.
Happiness Patrol.
Happiness Patrol. Yeah, well, that was anti-Thatcher. Pure and simple. I mean, you know, we didn't like Thatcher. We loathed Thatcher. There was another writer who didn't write for us, but he wrote for another soap. And I remember him saying on the radio, he said, all we writers wanted to do was write the line that brought down Thatcher. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted, you know, so it wasn't out and out kind of attack, but it was just like, you know, bringing it up, pointing out the bad things about her and that life that she was trying to create, that everybody had to be happy and do all. And so, what would it be about now? I suppose it would be about terrorism, really, or religious fanaticism. I have no idea. It's a difficult one. It's too difficult. You write it and then send it to me as well. Then I'll boast that I thought about it.
What did you think of the attempt to restart the show in the 90s, the 96 movie?
Well, I was so pleased, because I felt really bad. I was the guy that killed off Doctor Who. So I didn't want to carry that thing around. So when they came back and said, hello, nice to see you. Oh, could you please stand up, stand up. Okay, I'm standing. Take them out, the young princess in. Anyway. Yeah. Are you sitting? Are you comfortable now? Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel embarrassed. Everyone's looking at you. You are a little late. Sit. So, I was delighted. I was so, you know, pleased that I had a chance and they were bringing it back, and I could be somehow have a little to do with the bringing back of Doctor Who. So I was very excited about it, and I was very sad when it didn't actually take off. It did very well in some ways, but what happened was that it didn't, for some reason, with Paul McGann in it, it didn't attract an American. It was mostly for the American audience rather than the British one, because in Britain, it got great viewing figures. But here, it did quite well amongst male viewers, but female, they didn't grab the females, you know, to view it, really. So that's why they didn't carry on doing it. I also think they made a mistake having me in it, personally. No, seriously, because it made it too complicated, because you had this guy, and for the majority of the American audience, because it went out, you know, on Fox or something, well, I don't know, what are you looking at with, but it went all over America. For them to see me and then I disappear and then someone else comes around, it's all too complicated. They should have made it just with Paul and then brought me back later to explain how it went. That would have been good, don't you think? You agree, don't you? Yes. Hello, excuse me, I don't want to trample all over you. I get sued. Oh, there's a young poison. A young poison. What do you want, young poison? Do you want to ask me a question?
So, which episode was your least favorite that you had to do? Like, you didn't like the condition or what was happening?
Well, my least favorite. I never really favorite. I suppose. The one that was the one, funny enough, when Ace arrived on the scene. I forgot what it's called. What's it called? Dragonfire. Dragonfire. Yeah. Yeah, Dragonfire. That was a weird one, because not only did it have the cliffhanger, literally, and we still don't know why, although it was my idea, and I knew why at the time, but I have no idea why now. But what annoyed me about that was I had been filming in Baffin Island before. I did a series of films about Scott and Amundsen's race for the Antarctic. And we filmed at Baffin Island, so I'd worked in the snow with snowy wastes, and I know what it was like. I was experienced in snow acting. Now, snow acting is interesting because it's so cold that your lips freeze, so you've got to get the line out the first time. So you have to get your lines out, otherwise the next time you go... and you've got all this ice all over the place. But also, you kind of move on the ice and on the snow in a different way. So there was I on the set, in the studio, doing snow ice walking and sliding and doing all this stuff, and everyone else was walking about like this, kind of, as if they were in the mall somewhere, kind of. So when I remember